If you're looking for a game that gives you the same feeling that Animal Crossing did, that cozy, addictive loop of building, decorating, fishing, chatting with the quirky characters, and just kind of having your own little world to relax in, then look no further. I have played a lot of games, like a lot. And out of all of them, I've picked out a few that I think come the close to capturing that same kind of feeling. So I'm starting off with Dinkum. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is Animal Crossing if it was set in Australia. Seriously, everything about it feels really familiar. Farming, fishing, crafting, decorating, inviting NPCs to live in your town. But it's all wrapped up in a kind of Australian setting that makes it stand out a bit. So you start out on this big open island, you set up your first tent, gather resources. Sound familiar yet? And then you slowly build your town from scratch. New NPCs will visit, and if you do something for them, they'll decide to move in permanently. Each new resident brings different features with them, like shops or crafting stations, so your town slowly evolves as you play. Just like in Animal Crossing, you're very much the one who shapes how everything looks. You place buildings, decorate the landscape, and kind of just decide what vibe you want your little town to give off. But here's the twist. So because it's based in Australia, the wildlife is super cool. You'll see kangaroos, wombats, emus, and cockatoos wandering around, but it's not all cute animals. There are also crocodiles, spiders, and even sharks. It adds a bit of danger, but excitement that you don't quite get in Animal Crossing. Dinkum also has like an underground mining system, which is actually pretty spooky. Think dark caverns, glowing crocodiles, and some pretty rare ore. On top of that, you can even use vehicles. Yes, which makes exploring the island super fun and gives you something to really look forward to when you can eventually afford them. It honestly feels like a mix between Animal Crossing and an open world adventure game, and it works really well. And yes, you can even raise wombats as farm animals. Like, enough said. It's really cute. It has been a while since I last played Dinkum, and I know there's been a bunch of updates since then, like new mechanics, new animals, new content, so it's definitely one that I will be revisiting soon as well. Next on my list is Galactic Getaway. This one is a little bit newer, and it honestly feels like the developers almost kind of copy Animal Crossing. I'll just say they got their inspiration from it. And then they've added a sci-fi twist. So you start out by customizing your characters with some really fun options. It's cartoony and a bit silly, but in a really cute kind of way. Right away you're greeted by a friendly little robot who kind of acts like your sort of Isabelle, guiding you through the basics and helping you settle in. Like in Animal Crossing, the layout of your planet is randomized. You'll get different terrain, different fruit, and even different creatures. On my planet, the fruit was actually meat. Super weird, and a little disturbing. But my critters were these weird like dog creatures that I thought were very cute as well. And instead of battling them like you would in some other games in order to befriend them, you actually tell them really bad jokes. And this really made me crack up. It was very funny. So once you've made friends with these creatures, they can help out with your chores. They kind of act as your tools. So one might chop trees, another could mine rocks. And yeah, I think it's just a fun little spin on gathering resources. The core gameplay loop is very Animal Crossing-esque. Pitch your tent, collect stuff, decorate, and expand. Over time, you unlock more tech like a phone with apps, and you get access to HQ, where you can meet NPCs who specialize in things like research or crafting. You can also hop into online missions and meet other players, although when I played this it was an early access kind of deal, so I couldn't actually meet anyone else. But yeah, what makes Galactic Getaway different is that there are actual quests. You're not just kind of aimlessly building your home. You do get a few little tasks that kind of push you towards the bigger goal of making your planet habitable, kind of like the first part of Animal Crossing before you're left on your own. So that means you'll need to plant trees, grow crops, and fill it with furniture. It's not perfect yet. But keeping in mind, same with Dinkum, it has been a little while since I've played this, and there's definitely been some updates since then, so yet another game that I need to get back around to playing. Moving on to Hoko Life. This is another game that very clearly takes inspiration from Animal Crossing. You'll move into a small town, invite villagers, decorate, fish, catch bugs, and gradually unlock more areas like farming and mining. The art style is pretty cute. It's like soft colors and nice music that definitely really remind me of Animal Crossing. And on paper, you know, it's pretty much the same. You've got animal villages with kind of personalities, and then furniture crafting and a really relaxing pace. But here's the thing. Personally, I didn't like Hoko Life. The NPCs were a little bit too bland, the pacing was pretty slow, and the furniture building system was just a bit clunky and awkward. Wasn't necessarily horrible, but it just didn't have that kind of spark that makes Animal Crossing so good. That being said, I do know a lot of people who actually like Hoko Life. For them, it does scratch that Animal Crossing itch. So I guess this is one that you'll kind of need to decide if it's got enough to keep you interested. If you like town building, decorating, and don't mind quite a slow pace, then yeah, I definitely think you should check out Hoko Life. Next up is Critter Cove, which is kind of like Animal Crossing, My Time at Portia, and Subnautica's baby. And actually, it really works. You arrive on a rundown island and your main job is to restore it. That means repairing old buildings, cleaning up trash, and slowly transforming it into a thriving town. You'll decorate the island, attract new residents, and rebuild shops like museums and other cool things like cafes and all this kind of stuff. But it doesn't stop there. You can actually travel to many other islands that dot around this landscape. There's ruins to discover, blueprints to collect, and other resources to find. And there's even this whole underwater side of the game, which really just blew me away. So you can dive beneath the surface and there's like shipwrecks, cargo containers, sunken plains, even submerged cities. It is awesome, and it gives the game this amazing sense of adventure with cozy town building added to that list. Another detail I really liked was how alive the residents felt, which is always kind of a hard thing for games to get sometimes. But they don't just stand around aimlessly, they go jogging, you can even watch them collect resources or interact with things. So it gives the world like a really lived in feel. Again, it has been a while since I played it, and I did play it when it was first released to early access, so yes, I'm sure there's been plenty of updates since then, and I do need to go back to this one as well, and one that I'm really looking forward to going back to actually. Lastly, Staxel. Another close game to my heart. This one leans more into farming than Animal Crossing, but I thought it had enough similarities that it belonged to this list. So the idea is simple. You move to a new town, your house has a farm, and you slowly kind of integrate yourself into the community by helping out the residents. The main story isn't really like the main part of the game or long in itself, but it's more so focused around building and decorating and just being kind of artistic, I guess. So to start off with, you can build your farm however you like. You can edit the layout of your already built house. You could add on a second floor, which I tried to do but failed, I think, pretty miserably. You can add new rooms. You can also build a barn from scratch. You could go to anyone's house and completely edit it if you want. You're not limited to kind of plopping down pre-made furniture. Instead, you get this really big selection of building blocks and you can go full creative mode. It feels a little bit like Minecraft mixed with Animal Crossing, and while that doesn't sound necessarily the best, even to me, it does work. Crafting is so fun. You don't just kind of collect things and make items. You do. But like you'll gather smaller materials like nail, wood, and glue, and then you'll have to like assemble that into one item, then add it to other items to like craft something. I know it sounds confusing, but cooking works in a similar way. So So you might combine some ingredients to make a raw dough and then cook that dough and then add something. You know what I mean? Like there's multiple steps to it and it feels really awesome. Staxel might not have the same charm or polish maybe as Animal Crossing, but if you enjoy building, customizing, and having a lot of freedom over how your little town looks, then I think it's definitely worth a try. So there you have it, 5 games that give me the same cozy vibes as Animal Crossing, but each with their own uniqueness at the same time. And of course, if you have other recommendations that you think fit this list, please let me know in the comments. I'm always on the lookout for more games to play, although I do have a list the size of my arm for games that I also need to get to sometime in the future. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!